This evening, first, a tragic accident caught on camera leaves a pedestrian seriously injured on East Bank Demerara. Authorities investigate the shocking incident and issue a call for road safety. Plus, a road rage confrontation turns dangerous in Westminster with one man wielding a cutlass. Hear how police are handling the alarming case as it gains traction online. Also, passengers' complaints about theft, delays, and poor conditions prompt swift government action for Malisha passengers. What changes travelers can expect? And the Integrity Commission Act overhaul could bring major consequences for public officials as the government cracks down on asset declaration compliance. Finally, in the US, Donald Trump is officially the next president. How his victory reshapes the political landscape and what it means for the future. Stay tuned for these stories and more tonight on Headline News Update. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for November 6, 2024. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, a disturbing video circulating on Facebook shows a tragic accident in Grove, East Bank Demerara, where a female pedestrian was struck by a truck and run over while crossing the street around noon today. In the footage, the woman is seen walking in the path of the oncoming vehicle, which appears to be unable to stop in time, resulting in her being run over by the truck. The exact details leading up to the incident remains unclear, and authorities are investigating the cause. Emergency services arrived at the scene to assist the woman, but reports indicate that her injuries were severe. The incident is currently under investigation by the police, who are reviewing the video and gathering witness statements. The truck driver, whose identity has not been released, is assisting with the investigation. Headline News will bring you more details as it becomes available. This tragic event highlights the importance of road safety for both pedestrians and drivers. Authorities are urging the public to exercise caution when on the roads, especially in busy areas, to prevent accidents like this from happening in the future. A Westminster man was arrested for allegedly threatening another driver with a cutlass during a road rage incident. Malcolm Carter has more.
A road rage incident that escalated to violence has led to the arrest of Leon Michael David of Westminster, West Bank Demerara. David was apprehended following an altercation with another driver on November 5th, 2024, which was captured and shared widely on social media. The incident reportedly began when David, in his vehicle, became involved in a heated exchange with another driver. The situation quickly spiraled out of control when David allegedly pulled out a cutlass and threatened the other driver, intensifying the already tense situation. The matter came to light when a post by Action News highlighted the frightening exchange, prompting the police to launch an investigation. Authorities responded swiftly, locating and arresting David, who is currently in custody at LaGrange Police Station. David is assisting with the ongoing investigation into the incident as the authorities work to determine the full circumstances surrounding the altercation. Police are expected to pursue charges of unlawful threats and other related offenses as the case progresses. The episode serves as a reminder of the dangers of road rage and the potential of violence in high-stress driving situations. Authorities are urging the public to remain calm during such interactions and to report any incidents of road rage to prevent further escalation. Reporting for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. Police are investigating a fatal accident that occurred on Monday, November 4th, resulting in the death of 43-year-old Sunil Ramprasad, a rice farmer from Maibikuri South, Blackbush Pole, Verbies. The incident took place around 4:40 p.m. at the Three Bridge Access Dam in Maibikuri South. According to initial reports, Ramprasad was driving an unregistered tractor south along the dam. As he approached a wooden bridge and attempted to turn west, he reportedly lost control, causing the tractor to flip into a nearby trench. Bystanders helped retrieve Ramprasad from the trench and rushed him to the Maibikuri Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. His body has been taken to Ramu's funeral home for a post-mortem examination. Police investigations into the incident are ongoing. Stick around when we return. Government strengthens Integrity Commission Act to boost accountability, and laborer remanded for allegedly attacking brother and family with hot oil.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. It's Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you wanna know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radical went to the supermarket and she papa buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smalls make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown, telephone 226-1082.
The Guyana Elections Commission GECOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31st, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Types of transactions. Anyone eligible for registration is required to visit the registration office responsible for his or her area of residence to apply for registration. Persons who are already registered could apply for a name change if they have changed their names since they were last registered. Apply for corrections if there is incorrect information on their national ID cards. Persons who are desirous of conducting any of the above transactions must provide the relevant supporting documents. Persons who are already registered could request that their photographs be retaken if the quality of the photographs on their ID cards is unacceptable. Collect their new ID cards if they have not done so as yet. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, please contact GECOM on the following hotline numbers: 225-027729, 226-6557, 223-9650, or visit the GECOM website at www.gecom.org.gy.
Welcome back. An East Bank of Essequibo man was remanded for throwing hot oil on his brother, sister-in-law, and their infant amid a domestic dispute. More from Malcolm Carter.
Taslim Khan, a 30-year-old laborer, was remanded to prison on charges of grievous bodily harm after he allegedly attacked his brother, 26-year-old Sarif Khan, along with Sarif's wife, Yonika Ramjeet, and their 5-month-old daughter, by throwing hot oil on them. The incident occurred on October 23, 2024, in Tushen, East Bank, Essequibo, where the family shares a compound. Taslim lives in the front house while his brother and family reside in the back. According to reports, Sarif returned home from work when he encountered his wife and child at a nearby shop. The family went home together, where a gathering was underway at Taslim's residence. Sarif stated that he jokingly commented to one of Taslim's guests, with whom he had a friendly rapport. However, this guest took offense and reportedly complained to Taslim, saying he was being, quote, troubled by Sarif's remarks. The situation quickly escalated, with Taslim allegedly retaliating by throwing hot oil on his brother, his sister-in-law, and their infant. During his initial appearance before Magistrate Alicia George at the Lenore Magistrate Court, Taslim pleaded not guilty. His next court date is scheduled for December 10, 2024, as investigation continues. Reporting for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
The government has promised to address passengers' complaints about the MV-MA Malisha, which operates on the Georgetown to Northwest District route. Public Works Minister Bishop Juan Edgehill and senior officials from the Transport and Harbors Department visited the Kingston Goods Wharf on Tuesday to discuss issues directly with passengers. The passengers raised concerns about theft on board, unsanitary conditions, malfunctioning of air conditioning, and lengthy delays in retrieving goods after docking. In response, Minister Edgehill committed to swift actions, including holding negligent crew members accountable and imposing penalties for any stolen items. He acknowledged that while significant investments have been made to modernize the fleet, improvements in management are needed to ensure high service standards. The government pledged to prioritize the well-being of passengers, with further discussions planned to address these operational issues. In other news, the government is taking steps to tighten accountability with a comprehensive review of the Integrity Commission Act initially enacted in 1997, which mandates public officials to declare their assets. According to Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, Gail Teixeira, the act is being strengthened to address gaps and ensure compliance. She said that in the past, people felt they could disobey the Integrity Commission Act, but that's changing. Among the proposed changes, the government plans to shift reporting requirements to align with the fiscal calendar, simplifying the process for officials. Enhanced cybersecurity measures will also be implemented for security electronic assets declaration. Additionally, stricter penalties are being considered for those who fail to declare or misreport their assets. Minister Teixeira said the screws are tightening on people who hold public offices and refuse to declare and honestly declare their assets. A public shaming approach is under review, with discussions about publishing names of non-compliant officials to promote transparency. Minister Teixeira indicated that the revised act could reach Parliament by the end of the year, which is part of broader anti-corruption efforts supported by international agreements. Don't go away after the break. Donald Trump elected 47th U.S. president. And what does Kamala Harris's loss in the 2024 election mean for the U.S.?
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. It's Credit. And today, all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you who know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, jerk seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radical went to the supermarket and she papa buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. She shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
GECOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all persons who meet the eligibility requirements to apply for registration. By doing so, you will be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official lists of electors for future elections, providing you meet all eligibility criteria. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact GECOM on 225-027729 or visit the website www.gecom.org.gy. GECOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Where to apply for registration? You are required to visit the registration office that is responsible for the registration of persons in your area of residence to apply for registration. Office hours, Monday to Thursday, 8 to 12 hours, 13 hours to 16 hours 30, and Friday from 8 to 12 hours and 13 to 15 hours 30. The offices will be closed on weekends and holidays. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact the GECOM on 225-027729 or visit the website www.gecom.org.gy.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world.
Good evening, I'm Malcolm Carter and welcome to tonight's regional and international news. In the Caribbean, Hurricane Rafael, forecasted to strengthen into a Category 2 storm, approached western Cuba after impacting Jamaica and the Cayman Islands with flooding, landslides, and power outages. Located 120 miles southeast of the Isle of Ute with 90 miles per hour winds, Rafael prompted Cuban civil defense to order 37,000 evacuations and a hurricane warning in several Cuban provinces. The U.S. issued travel advisories advising non-essential personnel to depart Cuba. Meanwhile, conditions improved slightly in Grand Cayman, though roads remain hazardous. The hurricane is expected to bring heavy rains, storm surges, and possible tornadoes to Florida's lower Keys later in the week. Internationally, Ukrainian officials reported the first ever clashes between Ukrainian forces and North Korean soldiers near the front line, marking a new twist in Russia's war. Ukrainian Defense Minister Rustem Umerov confirmed that Ukrainian forces attacked a small group of North Korean soldiers, believed to be part of an estimated 11,000 North Korean troops stationed in Russia's Kursk region. While Ukraine views this as a significant escalation, Seoul stated it was not a direct combat incident, but an incident near the front line. North Korean soldiers reportedly wearing Russian uniforms are undergoing training to join Russian forces on the battlefield. This development has heightened tensions between North and South Korea, with South Korea warning of potential arms support for Ukraine if North Korea forces remain involved. Meanwhile, Americans are waking up to an entirely different political landscape. Republican candidate Donald Trump has won the presidential election. Al Jazeera's Alan Fisher has more.
For one day,
he has promised the most radical overhaul of government in American history, and now Donald Trump will be America's 47th president. he's set to deliver.
No, we're going to get him out of here. We're going to get him out fast.
Top of the list, mass deportations of undocumented migrants. It was popular with supporters, and he says he will build camps to detain migrants and reinstitute his travel ban from mostly Muslim nations.
I will seal the border. I will send them all back to their countries.
Trump has an enemies list.
We have two enemies. We have the outside enemy, and then we have the enemy from within.
It's a long one. Political opponents, journalists.
That's enough.
Prosecutors.
They have no case. They have no crime.
Even Joe Biden. And he's promised to use his Justice Department to seek vengeance. And he wants to increase presidential power with greater authority over the entire government, even parts that used to be independent of the White House.
A second Trump administration would have a tremendous amount of more power than it has in the past, particularly because of the Supreme Court ruling that has said that the president has automatic immunity for constitutional powers and implied immunity for the regular powers of the president. And that means that he's going to be able to do a lot more things without being challenged in the courts.
There are those who worked with Trump in the White House before, but don't support him this time round. They said he was ineffectual. They said he was incompetent. Trump will be very careful who he hires this time around.
He's going to surround himself by a bunch of yes people who are just going to agree to whatever he wants without trying to convince him otherwise, or, resort to some tactics that they had to during the first administration to undercut some of the actions he wanted to take.
His election will likely bring a change in US foreign policy, more isolationist, closer to Israel, hostile to NATO, things he tried to do before. The details are scant, but Trump 2.0 will approach the White House with experience and grievance. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Finally, Trump's rival Kamala Harris has yet to concede, but always called herself the underdog. The Democratic candidate didn't launch her challenge for the White House until 15 weeks before Election Day. In the end, Harris' bid to become the 47th U.S. president fell short. Al Jazeera's Rosalind Jordan reports.
Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris had just 15 weeks and 3 days to run for the White House.
I'm running like the underdog, because we are. Donald Trump's been running for the last decade. I've been in this race about 3.5 months, and the stakes are so high.
Supporters packed Harris's rallies, donated more than $1 billion, fired up by her promise to leave division and hatred behind. Harris seemed unstoppable, on stage, on social media, on campaign walkabouts. But in the end, domestic and international events hurt Harris. The U.S.'s support for Israel, as it waged war in Gaza, angered Arab and Muslim American voters in the swing state of Michigan so much, many abandoned their usual support for the Democratic ticket.
This is not just a general conversation on foreign policy. There is a genocide, and Kamala Harris has continued to parrot basic talking points around self-determination of the Palestinian people. She has said that she wants a ceasefire, she wants release of hostages, but there hasn't been action behind that.
Voters also said they didn't believe the economy had improved under the Biden-Harris administration, despite inflation falling and the stock market rising. And voters didn't trust Harris to address immigration. Analysts said Harris blew her best chance at winning, targeting every day perhaps the most polarizing presidential candidate in U.S. history.
If she wants to win, she should talk about Trump. If she wants to lose, she should talk about the economy, which puts her in the position of defending the Bidenomics and the Biden-Harris record on the economy. And that's pretty indefensible right now for the American voter.
Ultimately, Harris couldn't convince Americans to take a chance on someone new. They instead chose the man who is tried, true, and polarizing. Rosalind Jordan, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Thanks, Malcolm. This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's it to read to Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.